going to start off with the scars, and I'm going to be using Scar Wax for this look. I always like to mash up the product in the dish first because it makes it so much softer and easier to work with. Then you want to manipulate the wax into shape and then place it on the skin and start blending out the edges with a spatula. The first time you use this kind of product, it can be quite tricky to get used to because it's really sticky and messy, and you need to be quite firm with it, but just keep at it and you'll get there. If you look at the Joker's scars, one side is kind of short and doesn't go up the cheek very much and rounds off at the edge, and then the other one is thinner and cleaner looking and goes all the way up to the cheekbone. Then you want to apply some Vaseline or water to your fingers just so they aren't dry, and then blend out the edges. Next you'll need something with a sharp edge. You could use a metal spatula if you have one, or a paper clip, or I'm just going to use the edge of a curling clip. You want to put whatever you're using in the Vaseline first so the wax doesn't stick to it, and then start to carve down the middle of the wax. The shorter scar is quite messy, so I'd suggest while you're getting used to using the product, start off with that one. The second scar is quite clean cut, so just go ahead and carve out the middle section. Smooth out the edges with your finger again until you have something that looks similar to this. Next, take some clown white face paint and apply it all over the face. This look is all about the mess, so don't be neat. It can have streaks in, you can miss bits, just throw it on there. You want to apply some to the ears as well, and make sure you get it up into the hairline. I used a brush instead of a sponge to go around the edge of the scars, just because it's easier to get into all the little bits. Towards the end of the film, the Joker's makeup is more messed up and crazed looking, and I kind of prefer that to the neater version, so I took a damp sponge and started to rub off some of the paint. If you raise your eyebrows and apply some more white paint over the top, you'll get this lovely worn effect, and do the same to your frown lines to add some expression. For the eyes, I'm just going to be using a black water activated paint because they tend to wear quite easily and it'll add to the messy look. You want most of the colour to be directly around the eye, and then the rest to look smudged out. You can achieve this by applying the colour quite messily around the edge and then blending out with a sponge. Also, you want to pull out the colour where the skin would crease and the colour would naturally collect and smudge. Then that's it for the eyes. For the lips, I used a red lipstick to fill in the parts directly around my mouth because obviously you don't want to be putting face paint in your mouth and lipstick is going to last much longer. Then just go ahead and apply red face paint all over the scars. Again, you can be quite messy and just smudge the edges with your fingers, and it might take a few layers of the paint to cover up the scar wax, but keep going until you're happy with the coverage. And again, add some lines where the look would naturally wear. To add some depth to the scars, I went through the middle with a brown paint. It looks shiny now, but it'll go matte when it dries. It still wasn't messy enough for my liking, so I took a wet cotton bud and just messed up the look even more. Then just spray your hair with a green hairspray and don't try to be neat, try to get it to look patchy and messy, and then that's the look done.